everyone. Nice to meet you. I'm Lisa. See some faces in the room that are very familiar, so good to see you.
You gotta talk into the mic.
Hello.
Yay! All right. Can you say everything? Great. Is anyone reading my messages? Maybe. Okay. Let's ignore that. All right, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. Claude helped me make this in about 10 minutes, so we're going to just go through it and see what we want to go through and not. I'm going to present to you Claudia. So Claudia is my OpenClaw personal assistant. We're going to give you one use case, which is what she's going to help me do next week when I'm at a conference. She can do a lot, but let's start at the very base. So I kind of assumed that you guys would have done the VPS setup before the setup before getting here. So some of this might go out of order. Feel free to ask questions. Definitely willing and open to answer. So meet Claudia. Claudia is my PA. She's set up in Telegram, and I'm headed to a conference next week called Shop Talk. What she's going to do is she handles my admin work, my research ahead of meetings, and she's basically my personal assistant for the week. So quite simply, what I can do, I'll show you in Telegram in a couple of seconds. But what I'm going to be able to do with her is contact capture. So if you go to conferences and you are like me and you lose business cards like it's your job, this is really helpful because what I do is snap a picture, send it to Claudia. She will process the information, pull it, find the person on LinkedIn, pull the information about the contact company, save it to an Excel spreadsheet, and she will also draft a follow-up email with whatever notes I ask her to do and put it in my drafts before I even walk away. So that saves me a lot of headache later. The next one is meeting research. So she has access to my calendar. She will prep me for meetings. I ask her for a brief. She will send one to me with key talking points, company background, and recent news that I should be aware of prior to this meeting. She also has access to my calendar. So what event should I go to Wednesday night? She knows me well enough to make the right decision, and she knows it's probably going to be the official event where Neo is performing, in case anyone's a millennial and remembers who that is. And then lastly, she is also in charge of expenses. So in my inbox, all I have to do is apply a label to it. I can probably automate that too. But she extracts the event location, date, and calculates mileage. So I don't do any of this manually anymore. This is all Claudia's work. The screenshot in here kind of shows you what it looks like in Telegram. I've threaded a group chat that's threaded out by general news, expenses, contact, and calendar, and then she can code as well, but we will not be discussing that for the scope of this conversation. So the important part, what Claudia can and cannot do. So we went over that a little bit. Email, calendar, messaging. She has access to a few Google APIs, including web search, places, and distance. She has access to specific Google Sheets instead of everything. She can run news, so she actually also runs a daily digest for me every day, and it's scoped out to, let's call it like lab news, model news, agent news, and then kind of general industry news. And I also have a watch list of keywords. Let's say I'm really curious about what's going on with like, I don't know, CDANs. That's on the watch list as well. So for coding, she has access to Claude Code and Codex. I pay for the $20 a month plan for both of them. And what that also means is, since OpenAI is in bed with OpenClaw, my Codex subscription covers a lot of this usage, so I'm not running up crazy bills. Alerts, she has set up VPS memory alerts for usage and disk space. She reminds me about what's been added to her memory every 48 hours or so if we're doing system upgrades. And then she also scans weekly for new topics that I should be adding to my news list. She also self-heals, so if you guys are going over that during the setup part, that'll be pretty relevant for a lot of people. So what Claudia cannot do, this is very important, she cannot send emails. She can only draft them. I do not trust her yet to send anything for a few reasons. The first time I tried it, she didn't really know how to clean up new lines, so an email went out and it was just really poorly formatted, but thankfully it was low risk. She is not allowed to delete anything, so she can only add and create. She cannot update, she cannot delete. Pretty important to set up. And then she is only able to access memory in the group chats. There's a separation between root and user, and we can go over that in a little bit if you're interested. And then she has to ask me for a lot of confirmations. So I'm sure I'll give her more of a leash as time goes on, but for now, keeping it tight. And we'll talk about allow lists too if people are curious about that. So very methodical steps over what she can and can't do, and I've slowly given her more autonomy as we've proven this out, and this has only been over like, I want to to say a week or two. So security, are you guys going to go over that later, or should I just?
All yours.
Okay, so Claudia is locked down with Tailscale. This is important to think about when you set up OpenClaw because it is, frankly, a security nightmare. So Tailscale, what's the good analogy? It's like if you live on a street and anybody can walk up to your door, instead of doing that, you've moved yourself into a gated community. And only I, because I have the password, the key, can enter past the gate and access the door. So the door is not reachable or visible to other people who are not allowed in the community. So, important. SSH is also blocked at the firewall. There's a Telegram allow list. So for example, if you try to take Claudia's username, which was on the last screenshot, and message her, she will not respond to you, sorry. Only I am allowed on the allow list, strangers get nothing. She's also running on a Hetzner VPS, so I just made sure that there are snapshots in case it goes down so we can go back. And then secret storage, hopefully people know about what not to do with API keys. Systematically, she is also authorized on a user level, not the root level, for many reasons, but generally, to make it simple, go with least privilege. How are you doing on time? I don't want to go too.
You can do a couple more slides. Yeah.
Okay. Who in here is technical versus non-technical? Let's go non-technical. Oh, okay, so it's like 50-50, right? Is it kind of 50-50?
Yeah.
Okay, this is not the conversation to have then. Okay, so to claw or not to claw? Feel free to grab me in chat afterwards if you're curious, but if you are non-technical, honestly, use Cowork. This is my hot take. It's a pain in the ass to set up. There will be somebody who makes an easier version for you within, a few weeks, maybe a month. Otherwise, you will be like me and try the first time and not watch memory, and it'll crash on you and it'll lock you out and you're gonna have to set it up again. So either make those stupid mistakes or use Cowork till you can't. Dispatch, I think, just came out literally 2 days ago, and it's actually pretty good. So go for that. And then if you are technical, honestly, my other hot take is you can probably get a lot out of Cloud Teams and sub-agents before you have to exhaust OpenClaw. So, hot takes. All right, that's it. Cool. Yes.
Did you set up your on Mac Mini or just on
No, it is a VPS. So I didn't go over these two slides, but are you technical?
What's a VPS?
I need to know.
It's a virtual
Yes.
machine.
So your choice is you can have a Mac Mini, you can set it up on your computer, you can set it up on a VPS. The difference between the three is if you don't set it up on your computer properly, you could become one of those nightmare scenarios where someone says, OpenClaw wiped my hard drive, right?
Yeah.
So that's why people choose to move it to a separate device. A Mac Mini, other Apple fanboys are going to come after me for this, but you don't have to have one. If you really like it, get a Mac Mini. If you need iMessage, yeah, you'll need a Mac Mini. But if you don't, a VPS is a virtual private server, which is basically renting space on somebody else's center. And in my case, it's through a company called Hetzner, and my claw is technically somewhere in Oregon. Yeah, so it's really inexpensive. The other thing too is, if you're looking at a Mac Mini, how much are they, $500? Yeah, this is $10 a month.
Okay.
So much easier to start and then see, if you like it, if it's worth it before dunking the cost into a Mac Mini.
Okay. Thank you.
Does the Hetzner option give you browser automation as well?
Maybe Hostinger would be better. It depends. So Hetzner is how technical, non-technical?
Technically.
Okay, great. So Hetzner terminal. So if you are comfortable in a terminal, great, do it. If you are not comfortable in a terminal, you're...
No, I'm saying OpenClaw won't open up will OpenClaw on Hetzner open up a Chrome browser and automate it for you, connect with the relay
You
and all of
could,
that.
but it would be slow.
So it works then? It opens up a browser?
You would have to set it up, but it might not perform the way you want it to, right?
Well, I don't know. I'm asking
Yeah.
your experience.
I haven't. I mainly work through Terminal. So I will not rain on Jeff's parade when he gets here because he will be working, or he will be presenting next, but like these days I'm mainly in like CMUX and I just have like access it through there. Yeah. Cool.